Well, our advice to everybody is make sure that countries are transparent about the debt that they have already taken on board, and that additional debt is carefully assessed vis-a-vis the debt-bearing capacity of the country. Make sure that projects that are going to be funded are thoughtfully assessed for the impact they would have, both positive impact but also impact in terms of additional debt burden, and what is the opportunity cost of this borrowing. Debt borrowing is not necessarily bad. You borrow to invest in generating future income to make society better off, provided this borrowing really leads to investments in human capital, in physical infrastructure that boost the capacity of the economy. So what we have agreed at this meeting in Senegal is very straightforward. First, countries ought to work on generating domestic revenues so they can use this funding for their own people, but also they can borrow more. When countries raise more domestic revenues, they can be more reliable partners, including to their lenders. Second, that debt has to be transparent. It has to be reported for everybody to see. And three, that lenders ought to be engaged in supporting only borrowing practices that lead to sustainable development, that lead to improvement in lives of people. Lenders cannot be ignorant about the impact of their loans on the future of economies. And of course, we concluded that we all have to work together, the governments, the private and the public funders. In Africa, 2/3 of debt today is privately funded. That is a huge contrast to just 10 years ago. And if it is not transparent, then there is a huge risk that countries might take on themselves a level of borrowing that they cannot sustain. So raise money domestically, be transparent about your debt, and for lenders, be responsible.